Do you guys ever catch yourself playing with your ears or squish your nose and realize how bouncy they are? Imagine having your whole skeleton consisting merely of cartilage. Now let's recall the TED Talk summarizing how humans are essentially fish. Picture yourself as a fish consisting of fully cartilage. You would be known as a Chondrichthyes. Chondrichthyes have around 1,000 species. Based on fossil scales found in the United States and Australia, scientists hypothesize that sharks first appeared in the ocean around 455 million years ago. That's 200 million years before dinosaurs. Sharks and rays have adapted to living in a wide range of aquatic habitats at various temperatures. The use of telemetry can identify lots of specific things, such as their migration patterns, habitat use, survival. On top of Chondrichthyes lacking true bone, they also lack an operculum. They have instead 5 to 7 pairs of gills with separate and exposed gill slits for respiration.
The hypothesis of the paper we focused on was that the study of shark aggregations may benefit from a more fine-scale analytical approach offered by detailed exploration of social interactions using social network analysis. The researchers wanted to explore social grouping behaviors to improve conservation initiatives. This paper was a literature review of other studies on chondrocytes. The main ways data was acquired in these other studies was through acoustic telemetry. Acoustic telemetry is the tagging of individuals with acoustic tags, which then resonate with sound from a tracking station. In the video that has been playing, we see a team of researchers tagging a cow-nosed ray to track its location. The researchers capture the rays, flip them over to put them in a state of tonic immobility, and then surgically insert the device to track them for the next few years. Results from these studies compiled in the literature review we focused on sorted the grouping behaviors into 3 categories to compare. These were the time of year, the predominant sex, and the function of the gatherings. In this video, we can see an example of one of these social gatherings. This is a group of nurse sharks. Nurse shark groups are a mixed sex with a male bias. The time of year is not specified, but the purpose is for reproduction. Another example from the paper can be seen in scalloped hammerhead sharks. The groupings are mostly female, and they live in social groups during the daytime all year round.
There are a lot of anthropogenic factors or human influences that affect sharks and rays. One of the main ones is fishing pressures caused by overfishing. Sharks are often caught as incidental, but kept because of their value and low accessibility. There is a high and rising value of their meats, gills, fins, and livers. Habitat destruction occurs mostly in reefs and nursing areas, and those are where juvenile sharks exhibit the most social behavior and group for protection in shallow and warm areas of the water. There's also a high level of threat to these chondrichthyes and are leading to an intense and unmanaged extinction risk. Ecotourism is also a large issue with the increasing popularity to swim with sharks and rays, and understanding how they behave will allow for a safer experience for both parties involved. Knowing more about their social behavior will also help with conservation and protection of their habitats, merging patterns, and grouping behaviors across time. So on the left we have a couple examples of ecotourism where people can swim in cages with sharks and swim with rays. And again, knowing the behaviors of sharks and rays will help keep this interaction safer. And on the right is overfishing of sharks, and this can happen with smaller sharks like this or larger sharks and rays as well. And sometimes it's incidental, but in this case it's on purpose.